Rick Hendrick recently made a statement that has the potential to shock the car industry and NASCAR to their core. Is he safeguarding freedom or impeding progress? Rick Hendrick is more than simply a name in NASCAR. He is a titan. As the founder of Hendrick Motorsports, he has guided his team to numerous titles, making it one of the most successful in the sport's history. Beyond the racetrack, Hendrick controls a large network of Chevrolet dealerships around the United States, establishing him as a major participant in both racing and the automobile retail industry. He bridges two worlds, high-octane racing and the mainstream car business. Because of this dual position, his most recent move has significant weight. California has set an ambitious goal. By 2035, 80% of new vehicles sold must be zero emission. This effort is intended to address climate change and minimize pollution. While environmentalists appreciate the plan, many in the car industry question the practicality of such a rapid transition, citing infrastructure constraints and consumer readiness. Critics contend that this mandate does more than just alter technology. It rewrites the rules of American automotive culture. Rick Hendrick, along with General Motors and other dealership organizations, has strongly opposed California's EV mandate. Their biggest worry is not with electric vehicles in general, but with the state-imposed hasten schedule. They believe that the current infrastructure is insufficient to allow such a rapid transition, and that many people still choose gasoline-powered vehicles due to their price and convenience. Behind closed doors, several insiders are worried that the move may result in widespread layoffs and dealership closures. NASCAR's identity is strongly ingrained in the sound of combustion engines and the thrill of high-speed racing. A nationwide shift toward electric vehicles could change the fundamental essence of the sport. While NASCAR has begun to investigate hybrid technologies, a total switch to electric racing would be a massive cultural and technological upheaval, perhaps alienating conventional fans. There is a deeper fear among old-school fans that the sport may lose its spirit in the quest for sustainability. During the EV debate, NASCAR announced its 2026 Hall of Fame inductees: Kurt Busch, Harry Gant, and Ray Hendrick. Busch, the 2004 Cup Series champion, has 34 Cup wins, including the 2010 Coca-Cola 600 and the 2017 Daytona 500. Gant, often nicknamed as Mr. September, has 18 Cup Series victories and is the oldest driver to win a Cup race at 52 years and 8 months. Ray Hendrick, called Mr. Modified, won over 700 modified races, cementing his legacy in the sport. These legends convey more than simply statistics. They reflect eras that helped shape NASCAR into what it is today. The EV requirement discussion and Hall of Fame inductions highlight NASCAR's divide between innovation and tradition. While the sport must change to remain relevant and environmentally conscientious, it must also respect its rich past and the tastes of its devoted fans. Striking this balance is critical to NASCAR's continued success. As new regulations emerge and old icons are commemorated, the gap between past and future has never been more evident. Rick Hendrick's challenge to California's electric vehicle mandate is more than simply a commercial choice. It's a statement about protecting NASCAR's identity. As the car industry moves toward an all-electric future, the sport must walk a fine line between embracing innovation and honoring its rich history. The road ahead is unknown, but one thing is certain: the conversation regarding NASCAR's future is only getting begun. The decisions taken today could affect the sport for the next 50 years. Many purchasers still choose gasoline-powered automobiles because they are more affordable and convenient. We're not against EVs. We're against being forced to sell them before the market is ready. As electric vehicles gain popularity, Rick Hendrick's attitude raises critical considerations. Are we moving too quickly without laying the groundwork? Are customers actually prepared for this change? Or is the government moving forward without consensus? These are not only political or technological issues. They get to the heart of how we understand freedom, choice, and growth in the automotive industry. At what cost do we pursue innovation? And who is left behind in the process? Hendrick's criticism comes at a time when dealership networks around the country are already struggling. Many merchants are struggling to adapt due to supply chain challenges, inflation, and changing customer expectations. Critics fear that imposing a broad EV mandate could disrupt the already precarious equilibrium. While EVs promise long-term savings and healthier air, the short-term cost is significant for both dealers and consumers. Not to mention the challenges of retraining mechanics, retooling service bays, and reworking decades-old supply chains. Hendrick is not alone in his business ventures. He represents a larger group of auto dealers and manufacturers that feel left out of the discourse. Their reasoning is straightforward: give us time, infrastructure, and allow the market to develop spontaneously. They argue that forced transitions rarely work, especially when it comes to technology that relies on charging access, grid capacity, and cost parity. Many are advocating for incentives and staged timetables rather than mandates, a carrot-and-stick strategy. Meanwhile, California's leaders perceive an urgent need. They claim that the climate clock is ticking and that aggressive action is required. Waiting for optimal conditions may result in a missed opportunity to lead the world in sustainable mobility. It's a high-risk venture with no guarantees, only trade-offs. And they believe that being first will give them an advantage in the global green economy. But is that a bet the rest of the country is willing to take? California's aggressive drive for electric automobiles isn't only shaking up dealership showrooms, it might have ramifications across NASCAR. This ideological gap is reflected within NASCAR itself. While the sport has made gestures towards sustainability, like as investigating biofuels and electric pace cars, the fundamental product remains entrenched in fossil-fueled splendor. For many admirers, that is unavoidable. But for sponsors and manufacturers looking ahead, the writing may already be on the wall. New generations of fans, particularly Generation Z, are more environmentally aware. And if NASCAR wants to stay relevant, it may have to make some difficult decisions. That's what makes this moment so important. On the one side, you have Rick Hendrick, a living emblem of NASCAR's history, drawing a line in the sand. On the other hand, a state government is determined to drive the auto industry into the future, even if it means kicking and screaming. The conflict is not just about vehicles. It is about the identity, principles, and future of an American institution. The drivers, teams, and spectators are all caught in the middle, as is the sport's legacy. Will NASCAR find a way to close the gap between roaring engines and silent powertrains? Or will it split along ideological lines, with different series and regions adopting opposing paths? Could we one day see two competing NASCARs, one electric and one combustion, vying for attention amid a divided fan base? As the 2026 Hall of Fame class prepares to be honored, it's a time for contemplation. Kurt Busch's crazy runs, Harry Gant's old-school grit, and Ray Hendrick's grassroots dominance form a tapestry of eras. They didn't win because of algorithms or software changes. They prevailed by heart, instinct, and raw might. Millions of people who grew up watching them continue to be moved by their stories. In recognizing them, NASCAR pays tribute not just to its history, but also to the intangible spirit that has always propelled the sport. The question now is whether that spirit can survive, and even thrive, in a world dominated by wires, batteries, and environmental concerns. Rick Hendrick has laid down the challenge. It is unclear if the industry will follow, oppose, or find a third way. As the argument over electric vehicles and traditional combustion engines heats up, one must wonder, what does the future hold for NASCAR, a sport founded on decades of roaring engines and raw horsepower? Can NASCAR embrace sustainability while maintaining its traditional identity, or is a split destiny unavoidable? With stalwarts like Rick Hendrick opposing forceful demands, will the industry, and its devoted fan base, support a gradual transition, or will sudden changes compel a painful, irrevocable shift? How will team owners, manufacturers, and dealerships respond to pushes for innovation at the price of long-standing practices? Is it feasible to strike a balance between renewable energy projects and the passion and tradition that have driven NASCAR for decades? Can environmental progress and the spirit of racing be reconciled as new policies aim to rewrite the rulebook of American automotive culture? When fans see the possibility of two NASCAR futures, one electric and one combustion, will allegiance split, or will common tradition prevail? What price will be paid for technological growth, and who will suffer the costs of these changes? As NASCAR and the auto industry navigate these unfamiliar waters, the fundamental question remains: can we redefine growth while preserving the sport's soul? Let us know what side of the track you're on.